Interessanter Mann mit dem Spitznamen The Terrier, Peter Jacgues. Peter Jacgues nimmt es mit einem jungen Kerl aus den Niederlanden auf, 24 Jahre alt, die aktuelle 15 der Welt. Hat ein tolles Jahr 2016 gespielt mit 3 Pro-Tour-Erfolgen, stand auch in diesem Jahr schon in einem Finale der European Tour. Das war in Saarbrücken. Wenn er kommt, dann hat die Stunde geschlagen. Big Ben, Benito van der Paas.
Two more games for you this afternoon. Richie Corner and Joe Cullen in an all-Yorkshire clash. But first, it's another Yorkshireman as Peter Jacgues. Hey, Yorkshiremen everywhere, aren't they, this weekend in Riesa at the Happy Bet International Darts Open. The Terrier from Huddersfield takes on Big Ben, Benito van der Paas, the world number 15, who was a beaten finalist at this tournament 2 years ago. Michael Smith went on to claim the title that weekend here in Riesa. Benito has since made another Euro Tour final earlier this year and missed darts for the title against Peter Wright. Denied in Saarbrücken, and there was a spell of a few months after that where Benito just couldn't get past the last 16 of anything. He could barely get past the last 32 of most things. It was like he'd used up all his power-ups in that final, where he averaged 110. It had all come to naught and he didn't have anything left. However, last time out in Mannheim, he was a semi-finalist. Maybe Benito is back and firing on all cylinders again. Rob Malarkey, another Yorkshireman in the comms box for me, Dan Dawson.
Game on.
Yeah, Van der Paas has fond memories of this place, as you say. Finalist 2 years ago, made the semis last year as well, don't forget. And
100.
Always has to be considered when you look at his record on the European Tour. He's reached at least the quarter-finals in 4 of this year's 10 European Tour events so far.
96.
But can't take anything for granted here, because Peter Jacgues has already seen off an illustrious Dutchman this weekend
81.
in the shape of Vincent van der Voort. 6-4 the score yesterday. An average of 85 and a bit, 6 from 19 on his doubles. It was a tenacious performance
59.
by the Terrier. Van der Voort came at him, but Jacgues always had something in response, and it was a good battling display. Change of shirt
60.
for Peter Jacgues.
Still got a dog on the back of it.
Still got a dog on the back of it. It's not a bully in a blue and white striped shirt, as I initially thought it was in the
123.
early stages of yesterday's match. "44 years old, Peter Jacgues, the postman from Huddersfield,
60.
topping up his salary from the Royal Mail very nicely this year."
I'm not sure he's a postman anymore.
Is he? Oh, is he jacked it in?
I think so. I'm not quite sure what he is doing, but I'm pretty sure
59.
he's not a postie anymore.
Joe Cullen certainly isn't a postie anymore.
True say.
And we talked about the way he was topping up his bank balance with the money he's made on the Pro Tour this year and on the European Tour as well, and on the Challenge Tour. £2,000 for winning a Challenge Tour event in May, £5,000 for his exploits in Europe, £13,500 from the Pro Tour alone this year. Made the final of the First Players Championship event of the year. Look at the way that dart landed.
More
like it from Peter Jacgues. Leaves double 10, but Benito 15 double 16. Now for double 8. Yeah, sticks it in the top bit of the bed. And there's a break of throw as well. Now, Peter Jacgues, he is in his first year of PDC darts. Still playing Challenge Tour stuff. Won a Challenge Tour earlier this year. Obviously made that final that you mentioned, the very first Players Championship event of the year. And he started to win games on the European Tour as well. We have not seen him, though, take part in any major TV tournament, because The big option, the big opportunity he would have been the UK Open. He didn't play any of the qualifying events. So we didn't see him there. He's not been playing long enough to, or done enough to, I mean, qualifying for the match play in your first year, particularly if you don't play the UK Open, I mean, it's almost impossible. But he's not far off qualifying for the European Championship. He's got a chance. And that would be his first big TV tournament if he was to go and qualify for it. Jacgues came here with £6,000. He's got £8,000 by virtue of getting here. Benito has another one. He's doing some serious damage at that stage. If he were to win, that'd be £9,000, and we've still got an event to go in Göttingen.
58.
Whenever this one takes on Jelle Klaassen. So he'll almost, I mean, unless he goes on a mad run here and goes on and makes the final session, and even then it might have to be a semi-final spot. He's going to have to qualify for Göttingen, but he's giving himself a chance.
And just look at the example of Steve Beaton. Steve Beaton was on £3,000 on the European Order of Merit prior to Maastricht. Catapulted himself up to 13 grand by reaching the final there. And he's all but assured of a place in the Euros at Hasselt next month.
90 cents. Peter acquire 38.
Now, do we go straight at? No, I think he's going to split this. I think that, maybe not. No, he's going to go straight at it. Right decision in the end. Breaks straight back against the world number 15.
No previous encounters for these two as far as I could tell.
No, I couldn't find any either. I don't think they've run into each other.
I thought they might have bumped into each other maybe once or twice on the Pro Tour at the Players' Championship, but not yet.
Well, last year, if you played any Pro Tour darts and you won any games, the likelihood is you're running into Benito van der Pas at some point because he was involved in a quarter of the finals. I mean, on the floor, Benito van der Pas was an absolute monster.
81.
Won 3 of them in the Players' Championship series of events, but made a number of other finals. It's not been that sort of a year for Benito. He has shown little flashes, and the best we saw from him was that Euro Tour final where he averaged 110 and was beaten by Peter Wright, whose finishing was unreal.
59.
But we're yet to see Benito hit those heights, and those consistent heights that he did in 2016. Still only 24 years old.
Absolutely, this is what it's easy to forget about Benito van der Pas. Don't forget as well, he beat Michael van Gerwen in the final of Players' Championship 4 last year. That was his maiden senior PDC title. First ever appearance in a World Grand Prix quarter-final last year as well. That was another highlight for him. And he has to be considered here this weekend as well, you feel. Winner of this to face Jelle Klaassen in
134.
the third round tomorrow.
Here's pretty impressive stuff from Jelle Klaassen earlier on. Fair to say Benito's not got going as yet, but another 16. Just.
32.
Can't find double top, and Peter Jacgues to go into the lead here.
Yeah, having suffered the early break, he's broken back and he's held his throw there as well. Looks very comfortable, doesn't he, Jacgues? I mean, there were times when he was under pressure yesterday against Van der Voort, but he rode those moments, came through the other side, and he just looks very, very composed, very calm.
He's taken to it like a duck to water PDC darts. You know, I know he's not a young whippersnapper, but it's still his first forays into testing himself against the best in the world. And he's just
55.
Playing the game that he's honed playing county darts for Yorkshire, and, you know, playing with mates on much smaller scales, local tournaments. I was in a snooker club in Leeds a few months back, and in walked Peter Jacgues just to play some local competition for 50 quid or something. You know, it's just a game that he loves, and he's played a long while, and he's got a very
96.
solid throw. He seems to have the right temperament. He can play this game to a very, very good standard, and it's been enough to register some significant wins and pick up some serious money in his first year
99.
playing the tour. I mean, he's not got a tour card, but he's still playing a lot of the events.
Was that the one on Kirkstall Road, by the way?
I can't remember what it was. I was taken there by some other reprobate Yorkshire darts commentator.
Oh, yeah.
Who knows better than I.
It will have been, I'm pretty sure. I think it's the place where the great Paul Hunter honed his trade.
Ooh.
$125.
Saves himself for that last dart, gets down to a finish. Benito, look at the ball first dart here. Oh, it looks good if he can find the 60. Is that in? It is. Ball.
Oh, just did quite a bit in the end. Hitting the single 3. Jacques for a break here, but it won't happen.
58.
Benito just with 2 darts, you'd have thought, at a double here.
Well, he took this out in the first leg.
And he takes it out again.
Benito on the pass. His leg is speed in the throw first. Game on. $60.
Well, we said yesterday, or suggested yesterday, that Jacques would have to improve on his average against Van der Voort. It was 85 or so. It's 92 at the moment, just to give himself a fighting chance here against Benito van der Pas. 2 from 3 on his double so far as well.
43.
Wins so far today for Gerwyn Price, Ian White, Jelle Klaassen, Mervyn King and Kim Huybrechts, all seeded players, as well as the unseeded Ronnie Huybrechts. Cristo Reyes, the only seeded player to fall. Benito van der Pas hoping that it remains that way by the end of this match, but he's in a battle here. It's a scrap.
Lovers of the Huybrechts brothers, by the way. Kim and Ronnie can't meet until the final. Benito van der Pas will be hoping to get there, though. Ton 80 gets him down to 1-2-1 on the Jacques throw. Just a bit of pressure here for the Yorkshireman, but he's responding very well indeed.
140, Benito 121.
In the balance, this one. Chance, though, for van der Pas here. Treble 17. Not to be. Jacques will have a crack at 1-2-4.
53, Peter 124.
Treble 18. Finds it. Bullseye to steal.
99, Benito requires 68.
May only get the 1 dart at double here. It is only going to be 1, and it's at double 16.
52.
And he cannot find the target, and Peter Jacques. Well, he's 3-2 up here, and Peter Jacques, he battled past Vincent van der Voort 6-4. He had a battle through qualifying to get here with 6-5 wins over Richie Edhouse and Nathan Aspen. He's not been doing things the easy way, but he has been doing them, as Benito fires in his second 180.
And you often get that when players are given a bit of a rough ride and they have to work very hard to get through. And slowly but surely they can just keep on taking the scalps.
140.
Van der Pas backing up that ton 80 with a ton 40. In good shape here on his throw, but just trying to hang on to the coattails here of Peter Jacques, who finds himself in front at 3-2. Jacques responds in kind with a ton 40 of his own, just to stay within touching distance of Van der Pas. Bubbling up nicely, this one. Big leg.
140.
Great scoring from Van der Pas here, though. Ton 80, ton 40, ton 40, down to 41. Potential 11 dart leg here for the Dutchman.
125. Benito requires 41.
But Jacques is staying right there with him.
He's only 11 darter himself. No help to him.
9 score.
No help to him at all.
Benito requires 96.
What a leg this would be for Peter Jacgues. Oh, fantastic. Oh, it's superb. It's an 11-darter for Peter Jacgues to go 4-2 up here. Van der Pas fluffing his lines, and Peter Jacgues taking advantage with the best leg of the match, a 12-darter, 4-2 to the Yorkshireman. The man who does not even have a tour card, 2 legs away from adding Benito van der Pas, the world number 15, to his list of scalps.
One 11-darter.
An 11-dart, I beg your pardon, just coursed straight in, it was first dart.
96 check out, an 11-dart breaker throw, 4-2. Throwing first here for a 5-2 lead.
99.
Benito. Finalist 2 years ago, semi-finalist 12 months ago. With work to do here.
58.
Unable to find a treble there as well, so maybe a chance here for Jacgues to just kick on here.
140.
Well, he said after beating Vincent van der Voort that his finishing wasn't up to scratch, Peter Jacgues. So far today, it has been excellent. He's 4 out of 6 on the double, 66%. Top class stuff from the Terrier.
125.
It just looks so simple. I mean, it's not a flashy player. It's not the most elegant of throws, but you look at it and there's not a great deal to it. It's very simple. Not a lot that can go wrong, and it's very, very effective.
It is.
And right now, it is producing better stuff than what the world number 15 can come up with.
And his finishing now is, well, not quite perfect, but 5 from 7. That is very, very good indeed. He's averaging almost 97 as well here. This is a very eye-catching display by Peter Jacgues, and it's the sort of performance that will make the rest of the field sit up and take note, especially Jelle Klaassen, who lies in wait potentially here for Peter Jacgues.
Oh. The average has climbed to 96, 97 mark. There you see 97. That is what Jelle Klaassen produced earlier on. The scoring hasn't really been there for Peter Jacgues, and you can see that. There's quite a big difference on that first 9, but his finishing has been superb.
And his approach play here is pretty good as well. Turning the screw at just the right time here, Peter Jacgues. Again, threatening to steal a march on Benito van der Pas's throw. Benito needs a big visit here, and he's going to get one as well.
121.
Well, how costly will that last dart prove to be?
Still make Jacgues' favourite before this visit. Oh, not so much now.
Well, this is maybe just an opportunity for van der Pas to get back into the match here. It's on his throw, so no real damage done if Jacgues does lose this leg. But it will cast the... will sow the seeds of doubt, but then again...
To win it, double 9? Oh, my word, Peter Jacgues misses a match start for a 6-2 victory against the world number 15, Benito van der Pas, who's been missing double 16 of late. He's got 2 more darts at it and needs to hit double 8 to stay alive. Do you fancy him?
Bit of a block of that first one, and he's gone over to the other side of the hockey, unable to find his way through. Jacgues returns again, looking at double 9.
Great marker. A spectacular display of finishing for Peter Jacgues, and the Yorkshireman takes out another big-name Dutchman. Vincent van der Voort couldn't stop him. World number 15 Benito van der Pas couldn't either. Peter Jacgues will go up against yet another big-name man from the Netherlands in Jelle Klaassen, looking to fell another top Dutch darter and book his place in the quarter-finals of a European Tour event for the first time in his career. We know another Yorkshireman is going to join him in the last 16 tomorrow in our final game of this afternoon from Rita, because it's Joe Cullen from Bradford against the gent Richie Corner. But here is Peter Jacgues. What a display.
You beat Vincent van der Voort. You love Dutch opponents, right?
I think it's if they've just got Van in the name. That's the way it's looking at it. It's a bit blinding, to be fair, so it's all right. So
a great checkout percentage, over 70%.
Oh, that good. Well, that's normally my downfall, so I'm pleased with that.
The Challenge Tour, how important was it to get this level, to get used to the whole PDC circuit?
Oh, it's... anything you're playing in these standards games, you're learning all the time as well, so it's all experience all the time. You learn every game, really.
So you and the Sunday. Congratulations. Peter Jacgues. Er steht im Achtelfinale, freut sich über diesen Erfolg. Einer der viele Challenge-Tour-Turniere